train, or no, the conductor or somebody up that works on there knocked him on off the train. Well, he broke his back.
Oh.
Who is this?
Red, Clarence.
Really? I didn't know
His
that.
dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
When? How old was he when that happened?
Oh, he was probably, I don't know, 17, 16, 17.
Whoa.
And so
This was down in Portland?
No, that was in Seattle.
Was it?
Yeah. Anyway, when he broke his back, he had to lay there.
Yeah.
So somebody found him, and it was a long time.
Yeah.
Well, they sued the railroad, and he got enough money to get his business.
That's how he got a start in the tavern
That's how he
business.
got started.
That's funny.
Who's his, Ed?
That's Ed's dad.
Oh, Ed's dad.
That's my Uncle Red, yeah. That's
Well,
my brother's
Well,
oldest
at least
brother.
he did something with the money.
Yeah,
You
Oh,
know, he invested in it. It's good. Yeah.
because he had more than a dozen taverns in his life too.
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
right.
Well, if I ever win the lottery now, I'm buying myself a tank. Then I'm gonna.
Was already out of the house, right?
Mhm.
Because there's about 20 years difference in age, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Him
how?
and Red were out, but Mom raised the rest of them.
Yeah. So you really didn't have much to do with him when he was a teenager. Then it was just like
Yeah.
when
Are you the last one? You're the baby.
No, my sister is
Your sister? How? Yeah.
Dorothy. But
Where's
we're
she
with
live? Where's she live?
Montana.
Yeah.
Montana. Where in Montana?
Kalispell.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where my mom grew up. Yeah,
Kalispell.
just Kalispell.
Really? Kalispell?
Like a-
I loved your mom. She was the
Oh, yeah.
nicest lady and pretty.
Yeah.
Oh God, she was pretty. But yeah, I remember your mom.
Well, both of
very
you were
well.
pretty.
Well,
Both of you were at that age were just dolls.
Yeah, Jerry,
Yeah.
you must have got
Yes,
your looks from your dad then.
Yeah, right.
He does look like your dad.
Yeah. We did take more after
I hate
that.
to tell you
At
that.
different ages, it was different, you know.
So, Kalispell, all right, Montana now. Your father and mother, were they farmers or ranchers or what?
No, they
No.
were from here. My mom was from London, England.
Yeah, really?
Came-
My mom is too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
But
she lived down in a place called Compton Street.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
We took her away from her mother.
When was this?
When she was 8 years old, many
What?
years ago.
Many years ago.
Mhm,
Oh
when she
yeah,
was
so
8.
that would have been in just the turn of the century then,
Yeah,
we think.
I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know, but he brought her over here and then he left her with some aunt that was mean to her. So she had a terrible life.
Oh.
My mom did.
I didn't know that part of it. Huh.
Yeah, oh yeah. She had a terrible life. Then she married Bill Binkley. And he wasn't too good to
Wild
her.
Bill Binkley, right?
Yeah, he blew up
Yeah.
that
Tavern up?
saloon.
He
Yeah.
blew up a saloon. I mean, he was like a shoot 'em up bandito type of
His
guy.
grandfather.
Yeah. And then didn't he
What, did he go
eventually?
to jail for that or he got
Oh,
away?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But didn't he eventually settle down though, and end up working on the docks in Seattle too? And you, what
I don't know.
what
He
profession do you
did.
remember?
I
he
do
was in?
know he was in the mortuary. He took care of embalming people, you know, in mortuary.
Uh-huh.
And
How did you find that out?
Oh, Mom told me all. about
Really?
it. And he had to do a baby, and that stopped him.
Oh man.
He had to embalm a baby, and he quit. He couldn't do it no more.
Yeah.
So
That's
did it
tough.
for him.
So how did he end up dying then? Did he die of cancer?
Cancer. Mhm. And then she lost her house, and you know,
Then
Had a
kids
hard
had to
time.
go every way. And,
they didn't have welfare then or anything.
No.
right.
So Mom was just darn, you know,
Yeah, my dad went into an orphanage, Catholic orphanage.
was he
He ran away from the orphanage. Yeah.
cord wrapped around
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But I
That's
ended up having 4 kids, 3
Yeah, I
boys and
see
a girl.
that. I see
How
that.
old were you
All my
when the first
grandchildren.
baby?
Yeah, I see that.
Pardon?
How old were you with the first baby that you lost?
I was 18,
Jesus.
Ah, right.
yeah. And then I had Jim when I was 20. But I thought I was never going to have any kids.
Yeah, then 3 more come around.
It was your first one. Yeah, and, but anyway, quite a time. But Mom, she had a terrible time. That's her picture up on the wall. See that oval, that old-fashioned.
That's a good picture of her.
Which one?
The small picture up there, up above the gal, it looks like a cheerleader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
was-
Candy?
Huh?
Is that Candy in the cheerleader outfit or
No,
something?
that's my granddaughter. She's
Really?
15. Yeah, she.
She going to Aberdeen High School or where?
No, they live in Portland.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and the
She-
one way up above
She a
his
gymnast?
sister.
She a
Yeah,
gymnast?
you know that.
I'm gonna take some
uh,
pictures of these
she's
guys.
really good at it.
Yeah.
Really.
She's real light.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, real
She's
light.
really good at it.
Yeah.
I told her one of these days I want to see her picture on a Cheerios box. You know, like
Oh.
gymnastic thing.
You know who Bruce Jenner is?
Oh God, yeah,
You-
the
you-
lady.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they have Caitlyn Jenner now on the Wheaties.
Oh really?
Yeah, and underneath it says Wheaties without the nuts.
Oh God. Oh, that's a good one.
Isn't it?
Oh God, I gotta tell my daughter that.
Yeah, my cousin from New Zealand, all right, on mom's side, he sent me that. I said, oh, you guys heard of that? I said, it's hilarious. I thought it was hilarious.
Wheaties without
The
the
nuts,
nuts.
yeah.
That's good. Oh God, I was showing would be your cousin. She came in yesterday morning to visit.
Yeah, you were telling me about the
Yeah.
one I've never met. So it's
Oh, you
Jane's
never met her.
daughter then,
Yeah,
huh?
Jane's daughter.
Okay.
And she stopped in yesterday. I'd never met her before. Really nice gal.
Mm.
Anyway, I was showing her these things that I'm going to show you too. But on
Uh-huh.
the table in the dining room, I had all these pictures laid out and stuff. When I went to pull them out, yeah, out came that picture of Bush. I said, "Uh-oh, we're fucked now."
She,
And I said,
did you say that or she say that?
"No, the picture said that."
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
I got it.
Uh-huh.
in there, and that's
we
one of
fucked
the kids
that.
took
And
it
so what'd
back.
she say?
She didn't say it. I said, "Oh, I hope you're not religious." I said, "Somebody sent me that." And I think my sister Dorothy sent it to me. She's
Call a
always
spade a
sending me
spade, man.
Yeah, she was
Right.
always sending me stuff.
Mhm.
And oh no, she said that's okay. But I remember her mom, my sister, was religious. And because I remember staying at Ann,
I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, well, Red and Ann's. We stayed there. We came up
Mm-hmm.
to visit one time, me and my family. And I did drink, and I still do.
Yep.
But anyway, Ann and I, Red's wife, we went down in the basement to have a drink because she didn't want to drink in front of my sister was religious.
Yeah.
So we're down there having a drink, and she said, "This is my house." She said, "If I want to drink, I'm going to drink. Let's go upstairs." So she took our drinks, went back upstairs.
Good.
But this is my house. You're entitled to her religion,
Yeah.
but
And Jane was real wealthy too.
Oh,
Her
very
husband was very wealthy. They lived in the Highlands in northwest Seattle. It's
Oh,
the wealthiest neighborhood in Seattle.
Yeah.
All the super rich
folks
people
that
live there.
adopted her was doctors.
Yeah.
They adopted Pat and Jane.
Hmm.
Mom had to give them up too. Couldn't take care of them.
Right, and they ended up in good families.
Oh yeah.
Adopted families that
Adopted.
were wealthy, and then they married up too, and so.
Isn't a Fiat a real expensive car? Fiat?
No.
No? Okay, well, it's another name then. But she
Lexus?
came in
Did you
with-
say? Wasn't she driving a Lexus?
Alexis.
Yeah, I think you said she's driving a Lexus. in there.
Yeah, the Fiat's Italian, and it's a low economy car. Most of them,
Right.
you know.
The acronym is "Fix It Again, Tony."
Yeah.
She had a
Fiat.
brand new one. And she said, Jane said, "Pick out any car you want." So she picked that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, they were wealthy.
Hmm.
She's still going through all her estate.
I got a nice car. It's a BMW,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And it means bring my wallet.
That's a good one.
Feed me, Seymour.
Bring my
He's got a
wallet.
good sense of humor, you know
Oh
that.
hell yeah, man! You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah,
We met. We met. Let's see, in the early 1980s at Boeing, and he was working for the government or the Air Force Project Office. He was a pricing analyst, and I was working for Boeing, and we were both runners. And we met in a shower facility that the Boeing had built for people that wanted to exercise, and
Yeah, you
just started
tried to
running
rape
together. I tried to rape him. Yeah,
Oh,
trying to give him a.
I was too tight.
Trying to make him feel real bad.
He said, "Welcome to Seattle."
yeah.
Hey, big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we started.
I live on the hill there, Queen Anne Hill.
Yeah. So we started doing a lot of long distance running together, and we were able to take long lunch hours. He didn't have a boss looking over his shoulder all the time. So, and I had bosses that were runners, so we could get away with a lot of shit all the time. So, yeah. And since then, and then he was a single parent dad at the time too. He's living with his dad in Lakewood down at McCord Air Force Base, and was commuting from there down to Boeing Field in Seattle every day, and two small kids.
I knew Red, like Carl was mad at my mother. He wouldn't have nothing to do with her for a while. He was mad.
Why?
Because she wouldn't take you and Bobby and raise you. When you went to court for custody, he wanted my mom to raise you and Bobby,
Uh-huh.
take you away from Thelma. And Thelma was an excellent mother.
Absolutely.
And my mom told him, no, They got a good mother, and I'm not gonna try and take him away.
Yeah, that's tough.
My mom told him off.
That was quite a fiasco when the the final breakup, and then they're doing this custody battle. Everybody is, including me and my brother, were in the lobby of the court while it's proceeding. When everybody was out there from both sides of the family, like the Hatfields and McCoys, trying to talk into one ear to convince us, you got to say this if you get called into court. I mean, we were just getting played from one side to the other. It was like, I still remember some of the stuff. But she was probably the only one on my dad's side of the family that was sticking up, for my mother and that side.
Oh, you better believe I was sticking up for her.
Yeah.
I got right in the middle, and when they got into it one day,
Well,
they were out and came in, and he was fighting with her. It was his fault.
Oh, yeah.
It's really interesting about custody now, because I was in a situation.
Right.
My mom, I think,
Next
was
thing she's
14,
pregnant. She's
Was
out
how
of-
old?
about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And your grandfather was 40 years old.
Yeah, what do you know back then? What do you know? You don't know anything back
She
then.
didn't know nothing either.
No,
She
you don't.
Whoa.
didn't know what she was supposed to do or
No.
anything,
Yeah, so she's bam, 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 children, and
Yeah.
then he dies, and then everything
And
falls
she's
apart.
stuck again. Oh yeah, poor mom. She had a hard time.
Good thing she got an early start. Then she ended up with your dad, and
Oh yeah, my dad was really good to her. In fact, she was the boss. Boy, I felt sorry for my dad sometimes. And my mom was little, she came up to my shoulder.
she didn't put up with anything.
It's like my mom. What month was she born? When was she born? What was her birth?
June, I think.
June what?
I'm not
20,
sure. I have to
20th
look
or
at her.
something?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at her birth
Yeah,
certificate.
yeah.
I've got her birth certificate.
About Rose. Remember those?
My mom?
When she was in her last years, and I think after the first heart attack, did she ever sit down and tell you any of her experiences about her life after death experience? She spent over an hour
Yeah, you told
one
me
time when
she
I was
did that.
visiting.
She might have told my kids too.
I was just wondering, maybe she didn't open up to the siblings,
She never
but
told
to
me
the
anything like
grandkids.
that.
It was just a fantastic story.
Well, the night that she had to go to the hospital, I took her out, her and the kid, piled them in the car and took them to a drive-in seeing Jaws. She wanted to go. And that night we got ready
Jaws,
to go to
remember
bed.
that movie?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to bed and the phone rang. Mom got the phone. She fell over the phone, but she got to the phone and called. She had a stroke.
Oh.
I mean, oh my God, did I do that? Taking her to Jaws.
Yeah,
You know,
just set it off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She had a stroke. And she never came out of it. You came up to hospital too, didn't you?
Yep.
See her?
I came down there both times, but the first one that she had, she came out of it, and then, it just started describing what the experience was like, hovering over her body and looking down on things, and describing going through a tunnel and the light and all that stuff, and like talking to some beings, on the other side. And,
Oh, Chuck, he liked to smoke. and
My
she
uncle
wouldn't let
again.
him smoke. Marge would not let him
Oh,
smoke.
really?
Yeah. I thought, God damn it, he's old. He's a grown man. If he wants to smoke, let him smoke. Well, she didn't feel like that, but so he had to hide it. So he had cigarettes hidden in his little Volkswagen that he had, and he'd hide them. So in the hospital, he wanted a cigarette. She said, Ruby, you got a cigarette? I said, no, I don't smoke. I didn't then. But later I started smoking, which was stupid. But anyway, got a cigarette. No, I don't. Well, he finally got a cigarette from somebody.
mm-hmm.
And he went in the bathroom, he smoked it, and then he came out, he had to take some cough drops, all kinds of stuff, so his old lady wouldn't smell it. I thought, God, how pathetic.
You can smell the clothes. You can
Yeah.
smell it.
This old lady was the school
I can't stand
mom.
the smell of nicotine.
Well, I can.
I smoked years, and when I was a teenager, I smoked. Big mistake, but it stinks now. You know what? And it's not that I'm. And
Now,
Where are we at now?
what were you just talking about?
we were just talking about when we were kids and what we did.
Okay, what were you telling him?
Oh, you tell them they used to play kick the can.
You tell me. You tell me.
No video games or anything like that,
Huh?
We had to make our own games up, and when we'd hurry home from school so we could listen to the radio, everybody had to be quiet. So we'd have to watch Inner
Oh.
Sanctum, and Lone Ranger, and Jack Benny, all those,
Yeah, because this is in the early 50s, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
So where were you guys living then? Were you living down in Rainier Beach, or where were you?
Seattle.
But what part of Seattle? In South Seattle?
Down by Rainier Valley there. Rainier Avenue, Rainier Valley.
So did you ever? So did you go to high school or junior high school down there? Which ones?
You think I can remember? I went to so many schools. My mom liked to move around.
So did you end up in Franklin High School then at all, or?
I went to Franklin too. But I mean, Mom just kind of liked to move around, you know.
Well, she
Dad-
had to, right?
Dad was no, not really. She was
Really?
married to my dad then. And,
So she just wasn't satisfied to stick in
No,
one place
no.
all the time.
He'd build a house. He was he was a contractor, and he'd build a house. And she'd want to move.
What?
Even before the house was done. You know, don't like it here, gotta move.
Maybe it's just what happened in her earlier life that kind of was
With her,
a
yeah.
theme with her in her life.
But, yeah.
So did you actually graduate from high school then, or not?
No, I was.
Most
last
everybody
school I went
didn't.
to was Port Angeles, high school in Port Angeles, and I went through the 11th grade,
That's pretty damn good.
and we didn't have anything.
Uh huh.
So I started working. You know,
Mhm.
I found out, oh boy, I can make money going to work.
Right.
So I started doing work when I was in. Oh, Claude got me a job, and when I was in high school, got me a
16
job
years.
selling fish, a fish market there where he worked. Got me a job doing that. Then he got me another job as a waitress, because the waitress never showed up.
You were good. You were a good waitress down in
Yeah.
Gresham, right?
I did a lot of waitress
Yeah.
work. And so anyway, he called the house and wanted to know if I'd come down and work. Oh, sure, I'll go. So we're in there, down in a bad part of town there in Port Angeles. He was cooking. He was a cook there. Came in and I'd be talking to somebody, guys, young guys or something. He'd, hey, Ruby, get your butt out there and get to work. You know, embarrass the hell out of me. So I'd go to work.
Whoa.
I didn't do that anymore.
Claude was being more, bossing you around like that.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. Maybe he's just trying to protect you.
I know that's what it was. You know, I mean, he was mean himself, but he didn't want nobody else to be mean to me. But anyway, he was quite a character. He was mad at his old lady one time. You know what he did to her? She lived down on kind of out in the country type. She had a bunch of chickens. So he took her truck, went into town and sold the chickens for 50 cents or 25 cents a piece down the skid row. And so that's how he got even with her. And at that time, she could beat him up. You know, he used to beat all his wives up. But at that time, you know.
Hi.
That's funny.
There's my son, Jim.
Hi.
So who do we have here in these pictures?
Okay, that's Billy, and that's Dorothy, and that's me.
Wow. Because there's not much age difference between you and Bill either, because
No,
he's
there isn't.
11 years older than me.
Yeah. And there's Dorothy, and me, and your grandma.
Uh-huh. And down here, we've got...
Let's see, that's me. That looks like your dad.
It does. It looks like my
I
dad.
think
don't
it
be
is.
weird nothing, you guys. I'm gonna lay down for a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I've been having upset stomach and been
Oh, that
dizzy for the last
sucks.
couple of days. I don't know
Wow.
what's wrong.
The
Take a
whole
break,
family's
man.
dizzy.
Tell you
You
the
got
story.
us some
Oh.
DVDs.
Oh yeah, I seen those laying on the table.
Yeah, so there's some CDs there, and then I'm going to give you a copy of some DVDs too, some of the Beach Boy concerts and things I've been to
Oh yeah?
recently. Yeah.
I seen the Beach Boys when I was in 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, so you saw me
Back
real
in
early.
Portland. Yeah.
Little grandma.
Oh, good.
My
Nice and
kids
cold.
called her
Thank
little
you.
grandma.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'll take it.
They called her little, you know, my kids always called mom little grandma. Well, because their other
'Cause-
grandma was big.
Oh.
And she didn't like that. The other grandma, the big grandma, didn't like being called big grandma.
Ooh.
But then she was called little grandma. You know how little she was.
Uh-huh.
And so I think I'm going to start saying, oh, and yeah, and her and Dorothy and me, Carl took us out. We were young kids then. He took us out on his boat, his dad, you know, and he was drunk.
Oh,
He
shit.
got caught in the fog out there.
Uh-oh. Was this out in the Straits of Juan de Fuca or something
Yeah.
like that? Out by Alfred,
I
Port
was
Angeles?
so scared, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
And
God.
I told Mom I never want to go out on, I was just a kid then. I'll never want to go out on that boat with him again.
Smart move.
But yeah, he was drunk out there, you know, in the fog.
But the Coast Guard didn't have to come, though, and get you, though.
No, they didn't. He made it back.
You were lucky. 2 or 3 times there up at La Push on the Washington coast.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get hauled back in with the Coast Guard.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
They make you
Because
pay
we
now.
didn't-
They pay. They fine you now.
We
I know.
charged-
We didn't
yeah, we
have
charged
radar or anything like that, so a lot of the electronic equipment we should have had, to figure out where we're at in the middle
Well,
of
you
it.
got to remember back then it was kind of novel, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then he was half shit faced too, and you know, all the time. You know, people that are on the boat have to be his babysitter.